All right, let's try this now. Oh, good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's Monday, and I'm still alive after my birthday weekend. How are we doing? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, and I am still got look, I still have the fireworks up here because it's the day after my birthday and they just linger. So that's why we still have these graphics. Although the graphics around the place have changed a little bit, if you didn't notice that on Friday. And also, I have some thank yous to do because we streamed live from a undisclosed location. Okay, it was a bar, but Lady Boomer, we streamed for 2 hours on Saturday because we were celebrating my birthday on Saturday, and then yesterday, of course, was Easter, and we celebrate a little bit. But yesterday we spent time with family for Easter. So, but when we were at the bar on Friday, there were a couple of people who did who sponsored the show that I couldn't see because I couldn't see my Streamlabs donation. So first, I want to thank Tazzy, who dropped down a big 5-0 on it, and I'm like, holy shit, thank you, that is so generous, thank you so much. And I'll give you a bell for that, and certainly clap for that. Also, Shiograph, who was there during the show but also dropped another deuce and said, age 10, blow and make a wish equals birthday cake. Age 40, blow and make a wish equals breathalyzer. So, and you know what? I probably wouldn't have passed a breathalyzer. We actually had to stay at the bar a little extra time. Well, we were eating too, so it wasn't like we were just drinking, but we stayed there a little longer, and we did get home safely. We took took precautions and take care of that. And then also Thomas Cleaver, holy moly, another, thank you very much. Very generous on Saturday with the 20 spot, and said, have one on me. Well, yes, we had one on just about everybody. And then also we watched basketball. Basketball was great this week. Well, the first game wasn't so great, but that second game, holy smokes, Gonzaga and UCLA. The kid, Suggs, Jalen Suggs, he's from not too far from me. He lives here. He's from the Twin Cities here. So we were rooting for Gonzaga for Jalen Suggs, and holy smokes, did he finish the game with a bang. Holy smokes, in overtime. What a fantastic game that second was. Championship game tonight. I know I'm not a sports channel, but I still am looking forward to the championship game tonight. So anyway, I am going to I'm going to play the intro, and then we're going to get into the show because it's the recovery show. Recovering from my birthday. I have the cup of the Salt Lake City, Utah cup of the reparations coffee, and there you go. So, y'all, watch the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Dawg Knight.
All right. Stop. The music had already stopped, it looks like. Thank you. And I was trying to play these. Did that not work? Why did that come up as a 2 spot? Oh, there you go. That was the one from Friday. By the way, on Friday, Tazzy,
you are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
Even if that was from Friday, but thank you very much. And then also we had Shiograph. Is it going to play? Is it going to not? Let's see. Oh, okay, I see. I actually hit these twice. Oh, I see. These never played on Friday, so it's going to play a couple times anyway. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to figure out how this works. And then there's Shiograph, and there is Thomas Cleaver. They'll pop up in a second here. Anyway, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate the love and all the happy birthday wishes on several platforms, on Twitter, on YouTube. Couple people even throw me one on Instagram here. I just actually posted for the first time in a very long time on Instagram. I am, if you're not following me there, I am Yes That Marty. That's the only place where I'm not at PDawgKnight. On Instagram, I'm Yes That Marty. Just no spaces, no nothing. Just Yes That Marty in one long word. If you ever want to follow me there, a couple of you are following me there too. So anyway, see this thing's. I don't know what I did here. I got it going too much, but no, it's not a boomer moment. I think perhaps what I didn't realize is when I opened this, those were going to play anyway. But so anyway, Thomas Cleaver's will pop up here in a second. How the birthday was great. Yeah, the birthday was great. We had a lot of fun. And there's Thomas Cleaver's donation. Thank you so much again, all of you who were there and who bought me drinks and bought drink. We did a couple shots. My shot of choice is Jägermeister. Thank you, Jaeger Pony, for making that one possible. And then and Lady Boomer prefers tequila, so we did do a couple shots. I also got to show off my beer chugging prowess. Now, I haven't really done anything like that. It's a few times since college, but boy, not since probably my late 20s. And I am so out of practice. Now, what seemed to be a very, very, what do you call, aptitude for downing 12 ounces of cold beer, it really was slow for me. I mean, when I was in school, basically, as fast as I could turn the glass up and I could put it right back down, where it actually took me about a second and maybe a second and a half to finish the beer on Saturday. So but here's the thing. Lady Boomer has, I wouldn't say announced to me, but requested from me, since that is 12 ounce, listen, when you're chugging beer, that's kind of what you do. Now I can do a 16 ounce too when I was in college. Again, I went to 12 ounce just to be safe. But anyway, Lady Boomer's requested, since that is kind of our normal thing we do on Sundays, not like drink like fish, but we do go to our favorite spot and we have brunch at the bar, and our bartender Matt, who's one of our favorites, and a couple of other regular bars, we just go there for brunch and have a couple of Bloody Marys and then go home and do the rest of our day. And Lady Boomer thought, well, maybe, just maybe, we should stream from the bar on a regular basis. So you might be seeing a few more Saturday night, what will I call it? I won't say the Saturday night drunk streams, because we don't get drunk. We just have a few cocktails and then, like I said, then we go back and usually just two. I usually have 2 Bloody Marys. We have some lunch and then we go do whatever I'm going to do for the day. So you might see a few more streams like that will not have any normal topics or anything like that, just kind of random stuff, and listening to Lady Boomer laugh is always entertaining, and a few people around the bar were actually enjoying the thing, and I even got a couple of new subscribers from people who were sitting at the bar because Lady Boomer went over, well, here, you can watch it here. So anyway, that's that. All right, let's do this. Let's say good morning to everybody, because I haven't done that yet, and then we're going to get into the news. I have a bunch of bookmarks from the weekend and lots of things. So let's start with first in the chat today was Mr. James PFP, who gets the bell. Thank you for being here and being a loyal customer of the Morning Night Live. Also, good morning to Richo, our friend from Down Under, who also, you dropped a couple bucks and we went, I know he had some cocktails. And Thomas Cleaver, yes, I knew you had it, I just couldn't see it, so we did. Yes, we did have a couple cocktails. Thank you, Thomas Cleaver. Appreciate that. Good morning also to Select a Boy, who's in the house. Yeah, also, boy. Good morning to Ronan Wolf, Truckin' Horn. Good morning, Renee Mayette. Good morning, Jonathan Peterson. Maddie, that was for you too. Oh, I know what PDawg's going to cover. LOL. Oh, by the way, I didn't have to recover. I really had no hangover. If you were here when I was doing some test streams on my phone, trying to figure out how to make Streamlabs work better on my phone, I was drinking coffee and I wasn't having I had no problems Sunday morning. And we had to get up for Easter festivities, and then Easter, by the way, what did y'all do for Easter? Now we, our kid's grandma, who's not a actual family member, but we call her Grandma Kay because she's been a part of our family for about 27 years or 26 years. And she wasn't able to have Easter dinner. She always has Easter dinner for me and my wife, my kids, a couple of her friends that we're close with also, and then our kids' significant others. And she wasn't able to do it last year because of the COVID thing. But she has had both vaccinations. My wife has had both vaccinations. I've already had it. My daughter, or son, my future son-in-law has already had it. Everyone that was going to be there this year already either had been vaccinated or already had it. So she said, okay, we're going to have Easter dinner. And so it was so nice to just be able to go and have a meal with some people. And I can't even tell you how much I appreciated to be able to do that again. Not that we haven't done that with other friends, but, Grandma Kay is a special friend of ours, and we haven't been able to, do a lot of interacting with her. And so we're just ecstatic that we were able to do that. And then Lady Boomer and I, we walked the dogs and then came home and watched a really good movie about, it was about, there's a horse culture in North Philadelphia. A bunch of people who, in a black neighborhood, they have stables in the neighborhood, and they have horses. And so I can't off the top of my head remember the name. I think it's called The Concrete Cowboy on Netflix. Brand new movie on Netflix. And we watched that last night, and we were fascinated. Not that it was a little bit predictable in a way, but it's also based on a true story of true culture in North Philadelphia, in the middle of the city. There's these people who have a stable and have all these horses there. And right now they're having trouble because, like animal control or whatever, harass them a little bit, but they do their best just to keep it up. So hopefully people see this movie and see the cause that, because they teach kids in the neighborhood horsemanship and keeps a lot of kids out of trouble just because they're interested in helping with the horses. So interesting movie. Check it out if you get a chance. I believe it's called The Concrete Cowboy. Check that out. All right. Good morning also to, I think I said Renee Mayette, but I don't know, John. Oh, yes, I did. I was at Maddie. Good morning, Kessler. What's happening? Good morning, James Colley. Good morning to Advocatus Diablo, the Devil's Advocate. Good morning also to, I was going to scroll down a little ways. Furry Kitten, what's happening? Gunfox61, our administrator of the greatest Discord on the planet, the PDawgKnight Discord channel. Thank you, Gunfox, for administrating that. Also, good morning to Paul Farrell. What's happening? Attack Alpaca. Good morning, Tyler F. Good morning, Uncle Bad Touch.
Come on, man.
We know who you really are, Uncle Bad Touch. Also, good morning to Anna Lynn. Hello. Good morning, Sean DW. Good morning, San. Good morning, Moon-Based Radio. Good morning to, as I said, Sean DW, Atheist Icon. What's happening? And I think I'm almost down to the bottom. Johnny Hellcat's in the house. Also, thank you for the deuce. So you say in North Philadelphia, born and made. Oh. That was good, Johnny Hellcat. That was very good. That was I give you should get one of these, and the whole crowd should go wild. That was funny. Okay, and okay, I'm gonna recover from that. Good morning, Ebony Williams. Good morning, Zablay. Good morning, Becca Fairley. Did I say Becky? Becca Fairley. And I think I'm caught up. Maybe not. Joe Dirt's in the house. Okay, I have to scroll back as this jumped. Austin, I think I said already. All right. Saturday night bloody stream. I don't know if I want to call it that. That would be that'd be I don't know. It's funny. Your mom is like, well, so how many are you gonna have? How many are you gonna have? Oh, and also, yeah, did you see that? Lady Boomer's mom was in the chat, Mary Lou, and I don't remember what she said in there, but it was pretty good. Anyway, so And I was laughing because she was making fun of us. Oh, good morning, Hyman Lyman, too. All right. Oh, my gosh. Johnny Hellcat, that was good. So, North Philadelphia, born and made. I love it. No, so good morning. Random American is in the house. All right, let's get into just stuff that I ran got into over the weekend and this morning as I'm scrolling through Twitter, because that's usually where I get my Monday morning news, live stuff. Good morning, Fox Pete 2. Now, the big thing is, now this is actually, thank you, Becca Fairley, too, and Scribe Light, and let's see, Mr. Scott, Furry Kitten, Maddie Walker, oh yeah, and everyone else who is tweeting, retweeting, and sharing the stream. Share that stream with that arrow down there, or up anywhere on social media, or you can follow me on social media up there. Good morning, Jaeger Pony. We did have one more Jaeger, by the way, after I just signed off yesterday, just FYI, among several other cocktails. But anyway, all right, let's get back to this. And those are all the people. I got everybody who said, yeah, share the stream, hit the like button. In fact, I got an idea. Here's an idea. I got 36 people in the house. We're going to do a simultaneous like. I want to see if this is an experiment, okay? An experiment. If you like the show, and you know you like it because you come back quite often, and generally you guys are very generous with the likes. So if you like the show, on the count of 3, I want everyone to hit the like button. Can you do that? Just check it out. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. So within like 15 or 20 seconds, that like is going to jump like crazy, and we'll see if that really happens. All right, so everyone hit the like button all at the same time. All right, let's get into some of the stuff that I want to talk about over the weekend. First of all, there is some breaking news. Apparently, residents in the Los Angeles area were woken up to an earthquake, a series of earthquake this morning. Now, looks like they were smaller scale. Let's see. Los Angeles was struck by a series of reported earthquakes on early Monday morning, with the biggest having 4.0 magnitude, according to the U.S. Geological Services. There is no immediate reports of injuries or damage, which is good. Now, I know that one of them was in Inglewood, and my mother, not my mom, who lives in Omaha, but my mother lives in California, because I have my mother I grew up with, and my mom I grew up with, my mother on California. My mother on California lives in Long Beach, so I got to find out if she happened to hear that or have any effect where she lives. It's not that far from where she lives. But anyway, and let's see, Los Angeles Times has a thread here. Breaking magnitude 3.3 earthquake was reported at 4:15 a.m. Monday in Inglewood, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Magnitude of 4.0 was recorded Monday morning at 4:44 a.m. near Inglewood. Tremor was felt across the Los Angeles area, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. They put society this time. It occurred a few minutes after a 3.3 earthquake, and now they're putting it out in Spanish. So anyway, and 2.4 in Petrolia. Lenox, California, 4.0. Inglewood has a few of them. So hopefully that's not a sign of something that's about to go a little more terribly wrong in the Los Angeles area. But so if you're in the LA area, please, I don't know how you be safe for that kind of stuff, but find a way. All right, why did I hit the tweet button? All right, let's get back into the bookmarks a little bit here, though, because I got a whole bunch to get done here. Let's see, where do I start? Oh, this guy. So do you remember, I don't know if you remember this guy, I mean, or if you saw this account, and unfortunately, well, the account's gone. But it was a Dr. Julian... What was it? What was Dr. Julian called? It was just Dr. Julian or something like that. And it's funny because he made some really stupid he made some comment, and unfortunately, it's no longer there because this account got deleted, and a lot of people had interacted with it. In fact, let's see, I can show you I pray to Trump that no one I care about should ever have you as their physician. You have the intellectual acuity of my socks. A lot of people were tweeting at this guy, tweeting back at him, and I don't know if anyone took a screenshot, but he had a blue check mark with like 86 followers, which is really weird. Joined March 2021, and he was already verified by Twitter and made some little political attack on, people that are from the right. Okay. Medical doctor, molecular biologist. Oh, and he was followed by several Chinese state-sanctioned accounts and verified by Twitter. Well, already verified, launching political attacks. Fortunately, he's been deleted. He's been banned. He's been barred by Twitter because people figured out that he was just a troll account, probably from China. And so they've already gotten rid of the account. So I can't even tell you what he wrote. But anyway, also interesting, if you're familiar with Ethan Klein, big time YouTuber, I think he probably has 4 million followers on YouTube. Well, he decided to chime in on the state of the day. Hey, no vaccine passport dipshits. That was a hashtag that was trending high in Twitter on Saturday, I believe. But, and then, until Twitter figured out that it was trending. Hey, no vaccine passport dipshits. It's not fascism, you whiny fucks. We're trying to prevent people from dying. If you don't want to get a vaccine, that's your right, but I also have the right to know that your dumbass isn't putting my family at risk at crowded events. Hello, Justin Anderson. So if that means you can't go to a movie theater or a ball game because you choose not to get a vaccine, then that's your choice, but it's not your right to put others in danger. So kindly stop whining and deal with the consequences of your poorly informed decision. Now! Ethan. Now I know that Ethan is very, very, very close with Susan or as Matt Christensen calls her, Susan Wiki. Now, look, people who have no desire to have vaccine passports has nothing to do, or very little to do, or very little correlation with people who don't want to get the vaccine. I have no problem getting the vaccine, and you can agree or disagree. Now, I haven't gotten a vaccine. I got immunity the old-fashioned way by just going through a couple weeks of... But anyway, hello, Luna. But the idea that you would have to show a vaccine passport to participate in life is frightening. And the idea to say, oh, that's not fascism. No, it's fascism. By the way, at PDawgKnight.live, down there, PDawgKnight.live, hit the merch tab for my new No Fascism shirts. Look, Ethan Klein, very proud of the fact that he's been vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated, then what the hell's your problem? You take your risks. And I'm sorry. Again, I'm not anti-vax at all. I think people, particularly people who are higher risk people, if you're old, if you're okay, I hate to say it, but obese. If you're up there in age, you absolutely should get vaccinated. Do I think everyone should get vaccinated? I don't know. the science keeps changing day to day. Do children need to get vaccinated? Why would you give them a vaccine for something they have very little chance of getting or transmitting or dying from? Yes, some children have died from COVID-19. Do you know what? It's still less of a problem for children than the flu. And that's a fact. That is an empirical fact. The CDC will tell you that. People who are young, people are under 25, the percentage of people who died from this under 25 is it's like, is it total of 2 to 3%? I don't remember what it is that have died from this are under age 25 even? Less than 2%? Because it is very dangerous for people who are elderly, people who have coexisting conditions. Hello, this is Kyle, by the way. Thank you for the quince. Said, would Ethan want the same vaccine passport for other disease that's objectively worse than the, I am quoting, Kung Flu, end quote. Thank you, this is Kyle. Appreciate the sponsor of the show today. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm sorry. Look, Americans are getting the vaccine, particularly the people who are the most vulnerable. It's a disease that, for the most part, people under 60, it's a empirical data fact. Vast majority do not get hospitalized. More than 99% recover. The idea that if you're vaccinated, Ethan, then worry about your own damn self. But the idea that the government is forcing you to have a passport to do things in life, and I go to hell. Go straight to hell. Now, I noticed, like, for example, I saw the New York Mets was talking about for people to come watch their games, they have to have either a test within 3 days, they have to have been vaccinated for at least 2 weeks, or there's a 1 day test too that they would had to have in the last 24 hours. They're requiring people to do this to go to the Mets games. Well, guess I have no interest in going to any Mets games. I'm curious because I recovered from COVID-19, thus have antibodies in me. Do I also do I have to take a COVID test to go to your stupid little baseball game? Okay, well, I guess I'll pass. Sorry. Hello, hypnagogic monk. But so there's some people here. Do you enjoy? I'll just look at some of the replies here. James Lindsay, do you enjoy how you feel right now? It's a result of having been hit with a massive psyops. You're the victim of severe psychological manipulation. I hope you step away and begin to recover soon. Now, a lot of people bring it up. How many people have died from this? Yes, a lot of people have died from this. And so he's calling James a ghoul for saying that. And I'm saying, no. Look, there's no doubt that a lot of people have died from this. And guess what? All the things that supposedly were going to save everybody over the last year, remember 15 days to stop this, to lower the spread or whatever lower the curve. And a year later, they've changed so many things so many times. And the other thing is, yesterday I was talking, Grandma Kay was a doctor and practicing physician for over 50 years. And I guess I said something where we were talking about while we were cleaning up after our Easter meal, something to the effect that it's hard to know what to believe because everything changes all the time. And her being a doctor said, yeah, imagine what it was like being a doctor for 50 years. Yeah, things do change. So it's so difficult. The idea though, that the government's going to give you some sort of little mark or a little code that you can put on your smartphone, which tracks your every movement, or you can print out a code that you can have scanned while you go to a baseball game or to a concert. to be able to go to that concert. I want the government out of my life as much as possible. And saying that, oh no, that's the companies, that's their choice, yeah, their private businesses, whatever. No, that's the government enforcing their policies without having to pass it through Congress. That's how they get around controlling you through Congress. I don't like that idea. And I don't think anybody should like that idea. Guess what? Okay, if you think this little vaccination passport's a great idea, Democrats in particular, okay, I got a question for you. Okay, let's say Republicans get back into power. Because the Republicans are never going to be back in power again. Oh, the Democrats won, the Republicans are never going to be back in power. Let's run this scenario by it. Because every time we've said that, the other party goes back into power. Republicans said it when Trump came in, and the Republicans had control of stuff. Oh, Democrats are never going to get back in power. Oh, they're back in power now. Okay, Democrats, you passed this whole thing with the vaccine passports. And the Republicans get back into power. Can we have an abortion passport? Well, I'm sorry, you can't use this facility if you've had an abortion. Or you can't have this facility if you have any sort of communicable diseases that are caused by sex. How about that passport? That would be stupid. I would think that was just as fucking stupid. More so. I'm sorry. Granted, now abortions and other communicable diseases. Okay, you can't. Here, I got an idea. You have to have a sex passport. Okay, you have to have a sex passport. We have a problem with STDs in this country, so you have to have a sex passport where you have to have proof that you do not have a communicable disease that your potential partner could scan on their smartphone to prove you don't have a communicable disease before you have sex, or we could consider that rape. How about that? It's something that happened, right? Yeah, think about that. So no, look, people want to get vaccinated. They should, and especially high-risk people. There's certain population is probably not as important. We're gaining herd immunity through symptomatic and asymptomatic spread, which, again, we don't even know. Look, we're finding out as we do antibody tests on people who didn't think they had it, that they have the antibodies for it. How could that be? I bet if you tested half the people in New York State, because so many people there got it and so many people died from it, I bet you'd find a couple 100,000 people who had no idea they had it because they never had symptoms. Because we're finding that a lot of people who never had symptoms have the antibodies. How could that be? So, do they need a vaccine which helps foster the antibodies in their body when they already have the antibodies? Does that make sense to anybody? Now, again, YouTube. I believe people should get vaccinated. I'm making that clear. Maybe not everybody. Hello, Nunya Beeswax. How you doing? Michael Hatfield, what's happening? By the way, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell thingy so that you can get notifications. And let me do a real quick thank you, Johnny Hellcat, sponsoring the show some more. And by the way, Johnny Hellcat,
You are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
thank you so much, who says, I'll say it. If you need a crane to get your ass through a door, it's probably a good idea to get the vaccine. Or don't. It's your right. Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's your right. And you shouldn't have to be able to force to have your proof on your hand to function in normal society. I'm just sorry. I don't agree with that. Other people, if you got it, shouldn't it protect you or something? Just because you're comfortable being a guinea pig in Big Pharma's massive experiment doesn't mean the rest of us are. There is that little case, again, remember, these vaccines are approved for emergency use by the FDA, but they're not fully approved by the FDA. And there are some, we've heard anecdotal evidence of risk. I'm not even pushing that part of it. I think people should get vaccinated, particularly if they're a vulnerable position. But still, the idea that you have to show us your papers. By the way, thanks again, Johnny Hellcat, that you would have to show us your papers to prove that you got this. I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here. Although, and then some people go, oh, well, you have to have a proof of your kid shots when they go to school. Okay. They don't have to go to your school, though. They can go to we can send them to another school. And I know that I don't know, for the most part, most kids, I don't even remember having to prove shots to go to public school. I remember we kept track of our kids' immunizations, the regular immunizations, but I don't know. Anyway, good morning. Nice to see you. And also good morning to Why Are You So Angry? Thank you for joining us. Also, I did say Michael Hatfield and Nunya Beeswax. Nice to see you. And I think I'm caught up on the people in the chat. So anyway, what else we got here? Let me real quick just check here. 46 in the room, 33 likes. Hit the like button if you like it. If you don't, that's okay. I'll be okay. All right, moving on. Other stupid things on Twitter. Let's see. Where was I at? I definitely going to talk about Jim Acosta in a minute. Let's see. Supporters of the previous administration have moved from Operation Warp Speed deserves all the credit to private industry. Oh, there's this thing. This is kind of annoying. And we'll get into this thread. Thank you, Maddie, by the way. Hello. Thank you for sponsoring the show. And Maddie,
you are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
Thank you so much for the 5 spot. FDA approval doesn't really mean anything. How many FDA approved medications now have class action lawsuits? Something to think about. Yeah, true. That is so true. And that's the funny thing about these particular vaccines. When they did those, what are those, the stimulus bills, right? And they're trying to remove liability from these companies for these vaccines. Really? I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Maddie, for sponsoring the show. This is an interesting thread that I saw because this guy apparently was getting some flack for writing this. And here's the tweet. The United States has administered 8 million shots in the last 48 hours. Absolutely amazing. Government can do big things when we put the right people in charge. So here is the implication that the Biden administration is competent and they're getting the vaccines out like no way they would have gotten out this fast if Trump was doing it. This is all the Biden's administration's doing everything right? And apparently he was getting some flack because someone here says, well, supporters of the previous administration have moved on from Operation Warp Speed deserves all the credit to private industry deserves all the credit awfully fast. Well, no, Tim Fullerton, whoever you are, by the way, do not contact Tim. I'm just going through some tweets here. It's so funny that 8 million shots in 48 hours. 8 million shots, 48 hours. So they did 4 million a day in the last 48 hours. Good morning, Chicago Mike. How you doing? So here's the problem. Because so many people are out there saying, the reason we're getting all these vaccinations done is because Joe Biden's in office. Joe Biden did the work. Trump deserves no credit. Operation Warp Speed deserves no credit because Pfizer funded their own research and got their vaccine out, and it had nothing to do with Operation Warp Speed. And Trump, and we wouldn't have gotten this many vaccinations if Trump was in office. Blah 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 blah. Well, let's think about this a little bit. We were told by many experts that there would be no vaccine before the end of this year. End of this year, not the beginning of this year, but before the end of this year. And some were saying we wouldn't see a vaccine until 2022. And when Biden came into office, he made this really lofty goal of 100 million shots in the first 100 days, or 1 billion shots a day. Well, we've talked very many times about, first of all, there wouldn't even have been a vaccine had we not streamlined some of the process for getting some of these vaccines approved. Okay, now granted, yes, Pfizer didn't take money for their research, but they certainly had the order in place that if they got a vaccine out in this amount of time, we would make the process a little bit easier for getting them approved to have it used as a potential, vaccine for this particular disease. And so it wasn't like, they just altruistically said, well, we're going to make this vaccine and hope that they approve it in a year or two. No, part of Operation Warp Speed was streamlining the approval process. Some companies took research money, some didn't. All of them to get into the chain of, the supply chain of vaccines. Operation Warp Speed was a way to get this whole thing done, and it was part of it wasn't just the development of the vaccine. It was also the distribution of the vaccines and how it was going to do, right? So we have this. We don't have a vaccine in September. Donald Trump says, you know what? By April, anyone should be able to get anybody should be able to get a vaccine. In fact, I actually might even have something bookmarked to that effect. Let me check down here real quick. We're going to scroll down. Let's see. Where is Donald Trump's face? There we go. Here we go. Right here. Here's Donald Trump back in September of 2020. And this is the CNN headline of something Donald Trump said in September of 2020. Trump says every American can get a coronavirus vaccine by April, but health experts say that's not likely. What's the date? Here, check myself. Oh, it's April 5th. Seems like we're right on schedule because they said, haven't they opened up vaccines to just about anybody now? Oh, you're right. Well, here, look at this now. Looky here. Biden says 90% of the U.S. adults will be eligible for COVID shots by April 19th with sites within 5 miles of home. That sounds very much like something Donald Trump said back in September. So apparently, this is kind of the schedule that we were planning, right? Also, here it is. Where's that article? Oh, it's gone. I thought I had bookmarked the article. Okay, never mind. Oh, this is that 60 Minutes where I got in trouble. By the way, my stream from Friday got a copyright strike from CBS News for playing this little thing of Fauci on 60 Minutes with the mask thing, and I was gonna dispute it because obviously my show is a commentary show, but I accidentally deleted the whole thing, so whatever. So anyway, Trump was saying in September that we'd have this vaccine probably available to all Americans by April. Oh, shocker. And also, so anyway, Biden makes this 100 million vaccinations in his first 100 days. On the day he said that, we had done 1.6 million vaccinations on that day and the speed of the vaccinations, had been ramping up, right? And so 1.6 million vaccinations times 60 days is 100 million, which is how many vaccinations they had in the first 60 days of the Biden administration. So then he said, oh, we're going to try to have 200 million by the first 100 days. And by April, everyone would be able to get a vaccine. Hey, guess what? That was the plan all along. Regardless of who is in office. Let me make something perfectly clear to these morons saying Operation Warp Speed had nothing to do with it. Trump, had nothing to do with it. This is all Biden. The cupboard was bare when Biden came to office. Bullshit. Because if the cupboard was bare when Biden came into office, then why is it that the increase of the number of daily vaccinations, 7-day average, never dropped? How could it never drop? If the cupboard was bare, then there would be a precipitous drop on somewhere in that series of vaccinations over the last few months. But the increase in the number of vaccinations average per day, 7-day average, has never gone down significantly. It has steadily risen that whole time. Now, the other part of this, too, it's not, look, President Trump nor President Biden is out there giving the shots. Nor do they sit in the planning room at the CDC or the NIH or any other place. They're not sitting in there going, okay, here's the plan. I'm going to tap this out of the computer, make sure you get this. And they're not the logistics of getting people vaccinated in any way, shape, or form. Okay? There were, here's the thing. The bureaucrats in the CDC and this and that, and the people who work for the companies that make the vaccines, it's not like they all changed over the day Joe Biden was inaugurated as president of the United States. All the same people were in place, running the same plan, hoping to get the same people inoculated. And what is it I said? Is that what I said? Inoculated? Is that the right word? I don't know. They're getting the shots in the arms, remember, because Joe Biden said, we didn't even have anything to put the shots in the arms. You freaking moron. You mean syringes? Which they had ramped up during Operation Warp Speed. They facilitated getting more syringes made, more manufactured through private industry. It's not like there was a huge turnover of people on January 20th that said, oh, well, they're leaving. They took all their toys with them. So we got to create a whole bunch of new toys so that we can have the kids be happy at Christmas time. No, the same people were in place. Nobody changed over. Nobody turned over. The same people were at the CDC. The same people were at Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson and Moderna. They were already making vaccines. The joint effort between Johnson & Johnson and SmithKline, that was already in the works before Joe Biden ever got into office. How you think that 2 weeks into his presidency that they suddenly, let's negotiate this deal so we can help manufacture vaccines for another company? Yeah, we just thought of that yesterday. That planning was been going on for months as they were developing vaccines. Stop lying. And also, look, here's what I'm going to do. They don't want to give any credit to Trump. Trump people don't want give any credit to Biden. Hey, here's what's really happening, folks. The Trump administration facilitated the speeding up of the approval of vaccines, and several companies took advantage of that process to be able to develop vaccines faster and get them into a distribution system called Operation Warp Speed. When that plan, when those vaccines began to roll out and go out into the general public in the United States of America, there was a new president elected to office who was inaugurated on January 20th, and rather than fuck that whole system up, they continued with what was going on, made some tweaks and whatever there, but the actual plan to grow the number of people vaccinated on a daily basis continued to grow at a steady pace, just had been planned all along. I give Biden administration credit for not fucking it up, even though they decided they wanted to take all the credit for it. How does that sound? Does that make sense to everybody? I think that. So the Trump administration deserves most of the credit. The Biden administration deserves most of the credit for continuing it on, but they're not doing the work. No one in the executive office, executive branch of the United States of America has anything to do with the distribution of this vaccine. They can just talk about how great they are. And Dr. Fauci was there since January of last year as part of this whole plan, and he probably has nothing to do with either. Other than, hey, it's working. Great. Thank you, Walgreens, CVC, or CD, what's that called? CVC pharmacies and the Publix, the grocery stores, and the other places that Walmarts and the Cub Foods and Safeways and all the other places that have been vaccinating people, and all the healthcare workers who go out and get people vaccinated. My mom got her first vaccination a couple weeks ago. She's due to have hers. She's in home care. Thank you for all the people who actually are responsible for getting this done. And both administrations deserve some of the credit. Although I think the Trump administration deserves more credit because we weren't supposed to have a vaccine yet. We weren't supposed to be able to have any vaccines done, right? So, sorry, Biden administration. I know you want to make it look like, well, you wanted to be Mighty Mouse, right? Here I come to save the day. Fuck off. You just didn't fuck it up. That's all there is to it. And by the way, the governors and the state health administrations that are actually doing the work of getting the vaccine out, thank you to the federal government for getting it out faster through helping with the distribution and logistics, and to the governors and the state government people who are actually making sure that it gets distributed in their states, some better than others. Some make it a bureaucratic mess. Others have been able to use private industry to make sure that those vaccinations go out. They deserve credit too. This is a gigantic team effort. And there's really no need for politics in this. Okay? Team Biden doesn't get all the credit by any stretch of the imagination because Team Trump at least deserves most of the credit for getting the vaccines out and approved in the first place and setting up the initial distribution. Remember, Joe Biden, you said the cover was bare when you got in the office, but you got your vaccination on December 20th. You weren't in office yet. Of course, you probably don't remember because you're having some short-term memory issues, but whatever. And Kamala, stop lying. When you're laughing, you're lying. Okay. Rant complete. Hello, Balin Bobby. Welcome to the show. By the way, resist fascism. buy the shirt. All right, a couple quick thank yous. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Scott. Becca Fairley. Okay, let's get back into where I was. I'm not even sure where I was here. The rant on that was one of those that really annoyed me though. Oh, 8 million shots in that's 48 hours. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's 4 million shots a day. Okay. They had already ramped it up to, and look, last 48 hours, when did he write this? On the 3rd, so Thursday and Friday, 8 million shots. I don't know. So that's probably what it should be by this time. That's how it ramps up. That's how the more people you have distributing the vaccine, the more shots you're going to have per day. Lots of people out there seeking the vaccine. Good for them. Good for the country. Good for this administration and the last administration. To give the last administration no credit is the biggest act of gaslighting that we've seen in years. Straight up. That's just, you want to talk about gaslighting, to pretend that the last administration had nothing to do with the success of the vaccination program that's happening right now. You're full of crap. All right, let's see what else we got here. This is the one I wanted to do. This is the one I wanted to get to today. Jim Acosta. Poor Jim Acosta. He left the White House press corps because he just didn't know what he wanted to do with himself, and now he has a weekend show on CNN. And boy, oh boy, poor Jim is just lost. He is just lost. Without President Trump. I'm sorry. Jim Acosta. Oh my gosh. Dude needs to have an intervention. And when I was talking about the reason I named the title of the stream today, Recovery, was a little bit of a double entendre because of my recovery from Saturday afternoon and evening. I won't say it. I wasn't in it. Although, boy, did we both of us fell asleep during this first game because it was boring, but also because we were just a little hammered. And then, but we woke up for the second game, and that was the better game anyway. We saw the end of the first game, but it was a blowout. Anyway, poor Jim Acosta, though, is recovering from what he calls post-Trump stress disorder, PTSD. Now, we used to call it, what's that? Trump derangement syndrome, TDS. I think it's PTDS, but he says, excuse me, PTSD, post-Trump stress disorder. I'm like, Jim Acosta, you're an idiot. Anyway, CNN's Jim Acosta said reporters are experiencing post-Trump stress disorder following the former president's exodus from the White House. Well, part of the stress is their ratings are going into the shitter. But anyway, he says, when you're asking me if I was run down, I thought you were referring to how I felt during the Trump era, Acosta told CNN chief media correspondent Brian Stelter when he was asked about how he is feeling so far in President Joe Biden's term. I think we're all dealing with some post-Trump stress disorder. Other than that, happy Easter, he was saying in those statements a few days ago. Acosta's happy Easter mention was in reference to a Sunday morning message from former President Donald Trump in which he railed against radical left crazies, Jim Acosta, and touched on the so-called rigged November 2020 election. Trump's tweet, happy Easter to all, including the radical left crazies who rigged our presidential election and who want to destroy our country, Trump said in a message from his Save America PAC on Easter Sunday. On Saturday, Former president wrote, "For years, the radical left Democrats have played dirty by boycotting products when anything from that company is done or stated in any way that offends them. Now they are going big time with woke cancel culture in our sacred elections. It's finally time for Republicans and conservatives to fight back. We have more people than they do by far," capping off the message with "Happy Easter." Acosta, who was CNN's chief White House correspondent during the Trump years before becoming chief domestic correspondent, also spoke on moving forward from Trump's presidency and possibly limiting the amount of coverage he receives while he resides at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida. In terms of stacking shows and what comes first and what comes second, Brian, you know it, and I know this all too well. We did cover the news before Trump came along. Ha! But you were dying without him, and you're dying without him now. And we did pretty well. And there's going to be plenty of stuff in the news out there that doesn't have to have Donald Trump in the headlines for us to continue to exist, especially when he's putting out these statements. Acosta said, "Well, how's your ratings going over there at CNN, Jim? Just curious." He added that Trump has engaged in and continued to display behavior beneath the executive office. I bet he would have liked to put you underneath the executive office when you were there. Anyway, when he was president, he was doing things that were beneath the office of the presidency, he said. Now he's doing things beneath the office of the post-presidency. He's not going to change, but we need to change with the times. You can't quit him because he's your ratings cash cow, Jim. Anyway, Stelter, while referencing Trump's recent string of statements mentioning claims of fraud that have been rejected by the courts and election officials, said, "It's important to note the big lie is still alive, and while in the pro-Trump bubble, I feel like it went away after the riot, after reality reared its head. But no, the big lie is out there in the pro-Trump bubble." Congratulations, Brian. you got him. Got him.
Gotcha, bitch.
Anyway, CNN's having problems. I'm just telling you. They're having their problems. Sorry, Jim. Now, this is interesting, and I got to see real quick if there's an article here about this I think I have one here. Hang on a second. Let me find this out. Yeah, we got a couple articles about this. So anyway, on 60 Minutes this week, the media really is telegraphing who they're concerned about. And apparently they are really, really, really scared of Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, because there's just hit piece after hit piece after hit piece on him. And hello, Mike Savage, blurg. And so on 60 Minutes this weekend, now Axios, of course, kind of anti-right. I'm going to read you their article, then I'm going to read you this other article from the Breitbart version. So I'm giving you a little bit of the right and left and then the right on this exchange. So here's the Axios article. So I get it on the screen. Oh, what's going on here? Let's get rid of that. Florida governor clashes with 60 Minutes over COVID vaccine rollout. See, they think they think that there's this that DeSantis basically took a bribe from somebody. They're trying to insinuate that. So, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced a COVID-19 vaccine distribution partnership with Publix grocery stores weeks after the company gave $100,000 to his PAC. CBS 60 Minutes reported, citing campaign finance records. DeSantis and Publix deny any wrongdoing. Why it matters. This is now, again, Axios. They're no friend of anyone who's a Republican. Why it matters. DeSantis has been criticized for directing vaccines towards wealthy communities. False? with some who benefited from the vaccine pop-ups also donated to the governor's political action committee, per Axios Tampa Bay reporter Ben Montgomery. Now, in 60 Minutes, which I can't play their shit because they will copyright strike me. Anyway, state Democratic leaders have asked the Department of Justice to investigate the allegations. We'll get to that. Driving the news. The 60 Minutes program highlighted reports of vaccine favoritism. Oh my God. With Florida's poorer communities being left behind in the rollout, noting there's no Publix in Belle Glade in Palm Beach County. Oh my God. Is Publix the only place somebody can get a vaccination? No. Anyway, State Democratic Representative Omari Hardy told the show, you have a lot of folks who don't have cars in the community, and that it's a round trip of over 2 hours with 34 stops. Oh, this is a bus ride to the nearest Publix 25 miles away. Before I could call the public health director, she would answer my calls. But now, if I want to get my constituents information about how to get this vaccine, I have to call a lobbyist from Publix? That makes no sense, Hardy said. They're not accountable to the public. Of note, 60 Minutes aired footage of CBS Sharon Alfonsi confronting DeSantis at a press conference south of Orlando last month over the donation report, which DeSantis called wrong. Alfonso narrated that Palm Beach County Commissioner Melissa McKinley said DeSantis had never met with her about the Publix deal. A cutback to her exchange with DeSantis, with Alfonso saying, the criticism here is that it is pay for play, Governor. DeSantis called the claim a fake narrative, adding that he met with local officials to discuss the options. We can do more drive-through sites. We can give more to hospitals. We can do the Publix. And they said, we think that would be the easiest thing for our residents. For the record, the donation is the latest controversial political spending by associates and beneficiaries of Publix. Whatever. This doesn't even matter. And then Publix said in a statement to CBS, the irresponsible suggestion that there was a connection between campaign contributions made to DeSantis and our willingness to join other pharmacies supporting the governor's vaccine rollout is absolutely false and offensive. We're proud of our pharmacy associates for administering more than 1.5 million doses of vaccine to date and for joining other retailers in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia to do our part to help our communities emerge from the pandemic, the statement added. Representatives for DeSantis, Publix, and CBS did not immediately respond to Axios' request for comment. Yeah, well, whatever. Nobody cares about you, Axios. So now, another thing that I have to show you here. So Charles Cook has a great thread about this. This is Jared Moskowitz. First of all, here's Jared Moskowitz. 60 Minutes said, he says, 60 Minutes, I said this before, and I'll say it again. Publix was recommended by the Florida Division of Emergency Management and Florida Department of Health, as other pharmacies were not ready to start, period, full stop. No one from the governor's office suggested Publix. It's just absolute marketing. Now, the idea why Publix was picked has been utter nonsense. We reached out to all pharmacies, and they were the only one who at the time could execute on the mission. The federal government delayed the federal pharmacy program, and we yet again stepped up first to serve more seniors. All right, so let's go back to this. Who is that guy? Jared Moskowitz, the director of the Florida Division of Emergency Management. He's a Democrat, served as one of the state's legislature until 2019, and campaigned for Al Gore and Barack Obama. He's not falling for this absolute garbage, and neither should you. Hello, Jaded Emerald. By this point, you're spreading conspiracy theories about Florida's COVID response. You're choosing to. This is if you're spreading conspiracy theories about Florida's COVID response, you're choosing to. You're either choosing to remain ignorant, or you're choosing to be lied to, or you're choosing to lie. Whichever it is, though, it's a choice. The information is all there. And as Lindsay Fiffield points out, it's not just a lie, it's an incompetent lie based on a total misunderstanding of the process. The selective editing of the video, which CBS did, that contained a full explication, and the conscious withholding of information such as this. They also donated Publix also donated $100,000 to Democrat PACs. Weird, that would have to fit in your tweet, but you didn't include. Weird, that would have fit in your tweet, but you didn't include it. Florida moves to the final vaccination stage tomorrow. All adults, all told, the state has done pretty well, and certainly well enough to render the relentless year-long anti-DeSantis drumbeat utterly inexplicable. This hasn't been news; it's been a political campaign. Well, you know, the media's the mouthpiece arm of the Democratic Party. Anyway, I honestly feel sorry for people who are unable to control their political priors, that they simply can't fathom that Florida has done fine, but that's ultimately their problem, not Florida's. If you're one of these people, know this: it's not too late to stop spreading dross, which I'm assuming means bullshit. Aside from anything else, why Publix is just a self-evidently stupid question to anyone who lives in Florida. The last thing I'll say is this. This is Nikki Fried. She's the agriculture commissioner. Actually, she's, is she? I thought she was the, anyway, and likely Democratic nominee for governor in 2022. This is unforgivable demagoguery from someone who knows better. Unlike Moskowitz, she chose to disgrace herself. So here she did. Tonight, 60 Minutes is exposing the nation to Governor Ron DeSantis' failings and corruption during the pandemic. Bullshit. He's been a star in this. And anyone who brings up that bullshit about, oh, he's faking the numbers. Even the numbers, if they even added the numbers that they lied or trying to say that he didn't count, he's still in the middle of the pack as far as states go as per capita cases and deaths. So whatever. So anyway, they're lying about Ron DeSantis. And then let's see, what else did I have here? Oh, and then here's Breitbart's version of this. DeSantis defiant in 60 Minutes hit piece. It's wrong. It's a fake narrative. On Sunday, CBS 60 Minutes aired a report saying that weeks before Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced a partnership with Publix grocery stores to distribute the COVID-19 vaccine in its pharmacies, Publix donated $100,000 to his PAC. CBS Sharon's Alfonsi asked DeSantis how that situation is not pay to play. Well, they gave $100,000 to the Democrats' PACs too. But I digress. Especially considering the exclusivity of the deal and Belle Glade, Florida being around 30 miles away from the nearest Publix. DeSantis shot down the notion of any wrongdoing, calling it a fake narrative. So, first of all, what you're saying is wrong. That's a fake narrative, DeSantis outlined. I met with the county mayor, met with the administrator, I met with all the folks at Palm Beach County, and I said, here's some of the options. We can do more drive-through sites. We can give more to hospitals. We can do the Publix. And they said, we think that would be the easiest thing for our residents. The criticism that it's pay to play, Governor Alfonsi stated, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's a fake narrative, DeSantis shot back. I just disabused of the narrative. Okay, I meant to say that. And you don't care about the facts because obviously I laid it out for you in a way that's irrefutable. And so it's clearly not. Alfonsi assisting. Isn't the nearest Publix to Glades 30 miles away? No, you're wrong. Anyway. So I had some maps of that area, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. DeSantis is on the radar, and the media knows it. He has been fairly successful, as successful as you can be with this pandemic, okay? They've had 30,000 deaths in Florida. Now, that per capita, that's low compared to the rest of the states. But remember, this is the state with the second oldest population in the country. Tons of seniors. Lots of seniors retire in Florida. And they took care of the seniors first in every aspect of this pandemic. Trying to make sure seniors were taken care of. Making sure that seniors, the most vulnerable, got the vaccines first. And it seems to have been relatively successful. Certainly, they didn't have a bunch of people going in nursing homes with COVID like they did in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Michigan. There's 5 states out there. Massachusetts was the other one. Where 40% of all COVID deaths in the United States are in those 5 states. 40% of the 550,000 are from those 5 states. Now some say, oh, well, the density in New York City, yada, yada, yada. Well, what about the other 5? What about the other 4 states? So, no, but every time you say they're deflecting. They're deflecting from the fact that Cuomo killed a lot of grandmas by having a stupid policy that made no sense, where we know right from the beginning, we knew from northern Italy that this disease was killing seniors more. We knew from the beginning, the first place where we had an outbreak in the United States, a major outbreak of this, in Washington State, in a nursing home, where 45 people in one nursing home died. We knew from the beginning that nursing home is probably a vulnerable place. And these 5 governors said, oh, nope, we're going to send COVID patients, positive COVID patients, back into nursing homes. In Michigan, the COVID patients they were putting in nursing homes weren't even seniors. They were moving COVID patients into nursing homes. The most vulnerable population, as we found out, as all they would have to say, okay, where were people dying from this? Old people, especially in Italy, like northern Italy, there's a bunch of old people, and then all the old people were dying from it. And you send them to and you send positive COVID patients to nursing homes. They didn't do that in Florida. Because had they done that in Florida, it would have been devastating. It's the second oldest population in the country. Lots of retirees down in Florida. And, I have to laugh because they're bitching, oh, they did the vaccine rollout to the wealthy people. Yeah, they did the vaccine rollout to the old people, the retirees, and retirees just probably happen to be a little bit wealthier because they're retirees. Or not. Again, they focused on the elderly, the most vulnerable population, for their vaccine rollout. Sounds like a damn good move to me. What do you think? Thank you, Angel Tibbs, for tweeting out the show. Sounds like a damn good idea. People who are dying from it, those are the ones you probably want to get help for, right? And our daily tweet of Asian hate. Elderly Asian couple attacked and robbed by 4 black males. Then their machete-wielding son emerges from the house to save the day. I have not seen this. I don't know if I should show this on here. This is a video from Gateway Pundit. Let's see. Oh, this is not the first. There's a couple. I have a couple videos where. Well, let's see. Let's see. So these guys are attacking these people. Or they're robbing them or something. Oh. This guy came out with a long knife. He said, get the car. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Whatever. Not that exciting. What else we got here? DeSantis. Oh, here. Yeah. Here's another thread on this DeSantis thing. The DeSantis 60 Minutes piece was one of the more blatant political hatchet jobs in the past couple of years, and that's saying something. Selectively editing videos and omitting evidence just to conjure up a predetermined narrative isn't journalism, it's tabloid fodder. And nobody at 60 Minutes will pay a price for this. Nobody will be forced to apologize or be asked why they selectively edited an interview or why they omitted key pieces of the vaccine decision. It will just be repeated by other outlets as a statement of fact. Mission accomplished. Yep. And then the first reply to that, DeSantis has screwed up from day one of this pandemic, refused to shut down, refused to mandate masks, refused to help local government with their pandemic policies, actually undermined local government repeatedly who tried to protect their citizens. Well, then why is Florida have lower than average around the country per capita cases and deaths? And don't tell me it's because, they fudged the numbers. They just fudged the numbers. He's lying. His whole health department, they all lied. No, I don't think so. Yeah, and here, 2 million COVID cases, 34,000 dead. Yeah, it's the second or third most populated state. That doesn't mean giving me raw numbers means nothing. Let's do it per capita basis compared to other states. Oh, I'm quite sure it's way more since the real numbers are not being disclosed. It's Florida. Yeah, that's been the theme all along. They're scared of him. Oh, here you go. Here's this graphic. 45 out of 50 U.S. governors did not force COVID-19 infected patients into nursing homes, and 5 of them did. Cuomo, Wolf, Murphy, Newsom. Oh, and Whitmer. I thought it was the guy from Massachusetts. Nearly 40% of all COVID-19 deaths in the United States. That's not an accident. That's premeditated murder. Well, I wouldn't say it's premeditated murder, but it was stupid. And, here's the thing. If this one does it, this one will copycat, this one will copycat, this one will These two, whatever these two do, a lot of the other governors will copycat. My own governor copycats some of the stuff they did. As soon as these guys came out with some kind of mask policy or how they're going to do the restaurants, our fair governor right in sync did the same thing. Now, one thing our governor did not do is he did not send COVID patients to nursing homes. Thank goodness for that. And Minnesota's been pretty good as far as we're even down, we're way down the list as far as cases and deaths per capita, which is a good thing. Let's see. Let's move on though. Let's get it because I'm running out of time. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki this week answered questions on VP Kamala Harris's role on border security and immigration. I'm sure this is special. Real quick, thank you, Virgil G. Welcome to the show, by the way. First time catching you live. Great show, P-Dawg. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you sponsoring the show through YouTube Super Chats. Remember, Super Chats and Streamlabs donations. I can do the whatever your message is during the show. We also do Cashapp and Venmo during the off hours. Streamlabs is also 24 hours a day. If you do a message overnight, I will certainly bring it up in the next show. Also, don't forget, here, let me go pull off this one for a second. Also, don't forget, we do have some new shirts in the merch store. This is one design. We have another design coming. Someone was creating a shirt, or at least a design for me, and I thought it was really cool. But let me show you. This one before I forget. And let's go full screen. There we go. Oh, why'd that shift over like that? Anyway, the Resist Fauci line, the first wave of the Resist Fauci line on PDawgKnight.live. Right there. We got the cups, the hats, and 3 different kinds of t-shirts and a hoodie. I don't know why I have 3 different kinds of t-shirts, but oh, one's a pocket tee. That's the one I ordered. If you want it to be more subtle and not blast it to everyone around you, you could certainly do the pocket tee. And I've already ordered a hat and a cup because I like my hats and cups. Thank you again, Virgil G, for sponsoring the show. Also, Select a Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Sponsoring the show with 5 spot 3 super chats, who says, would it be wrong of me to say the media is obsessed with DeSantis as they are with Trump? I think that is perfectly accurate. I think that is perfectly. They are obsessed with DeSantis. They are trying so hard to demonize him, and because they think he's a possible runner, a front runner for the Republican nomination. And so they are on his grits like nobody has been on the grits ever. It's amazing how much they've been going after DeSantis. Anyway, why did I do that? What I didn't mean. Oh, I see what I did. Anyway, so at PDawgKnight Live, right down here, it says that there's a little merch tab in the corner if you want to buy one of those shirts. I have another design coming out for the Resist Fascism shirts, which if you were the one who said that the first time, at least the fascism, whoever said that the first time, you're awesome. I can't remember who it was though. Somebody will take claim. Somebody claim that, please. Who originally said fascism, because I thought that was hilarious. Anyway, hello, Humble Clay. Nice to see you. Yeah, the pocket tee is really nice because it's subtle, and you know you're not screaming it across the room, but when someone comes close, they are going to see it. So check out the Resist Fascism shirts. Okay, moving on. Jen Psaki. Jen Psaki, and no, she's not a fine Japanese spirit by any stretch of the imagination. She's more like a Raggedy Ann doll with no soul. But anyway, Jen Psaki, she answered what was this question again? Hang on, let me see what the question was. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki this week answered questions on VP Kamala Harris's role on border security and immigration. By the way, ever since Biden announced that Kamala Harris would be in charge of the border, have you heard anything Kamala Harris has done? Have you seen pictures of her at the border? Have you seen her talking to Border Patrol agents? Have you seen her in meetings with Homeland Security? I haven't. Have you? Anybody? Anybody? I certainly haven't. Anyway, I'm just curious. If you have, please tell me. I haven't seen it. All right, let's see here. Here's what Jen Psaki said about Kamala Harris taking over border security. Let's see if anything she comes out of her mouth is untrue.
And we'll wait for it to come out, and then I'm sure we'll have an update from our budget, our own B team.
Oh, so we're gonna circle back, whatever that was. Okay, here's the question.
Kristen, thank you, Jen. Could you provide a bit more insight into why the White House has felt the need over the last few days to really clarify the vice president's role at the border? Was that something that she requested a clarification?
I'm curious myself because I haven't seen her doing anything, but let's see. P-Dawg is talking too well for a hangover, boy. LOL. Well, Richard, you got to remember, Saturday was 2 days ago, okay? Saturday was 2 days ago, 48 hours ago. You can recover from any hangover in 48 hours. I'm just saying, okay? All right? Harris has no plans to visit the border. No, I don't think she does, Becca. I still, to this day, am trying to figure out why she was laughing so hard when they asked her, well, are you going to be going to the border? And she said, well, not today. I can't even do her laugh because it's so annoying. Anyway, here we go.
I actually think that members of the media deserve to have an understanding of what her exact role was. And
do you?
The president, when he was the vice president, played a very specific role too, where he was running point on the Northern Triangle. He told the story at the press conference last week about how the president called him back from Turkey, I think it was, and he wants the vice president to play a similar role and engaging with these countries, engaging with their leaders, figuring out how to invest best, how to work in partnership, how to prevent corruption from taking over, to put in place steps that will make the journey less desirable. That is certainly a big assignment, and one the president is confident the vice president will take on and do well.
So is the plan always for her to focus on the Northern Triangle countries the root causes as opposed to the border, or did something change?
That was always the plan, and that was the announcement.
Okay, so she has nothing to do with border security then. Okay, she'll try to see what the Northern Triangle does, but okay, nothing about border security. Few times she's been asked that question, she usually answers. She answers usually this. She's a circle back girl. She's a circle back girl. Hi, Gabriel Valine. Why does she look like Zuckerberg dressed in drag? Oh my God! No, she doesn't look enough like Data, though. Come on. I think I understand less of what's happening after hearing that answer. I have no idea what she said there, other than that she's not focusing on the border itself. See, Biden said she was going to be focusing on the border, but that's not what Jen just said there. Jen said she's going to go work on the underlying causes of why people are coming up from those three countries in the Northern Triangle, and this and that, and yada, yada, yada. Clearly nothing about the border there. Good morning, the Asia Research Directorate. Please, Asian Lives Matter, thank you very much for being here. Good to see it. Also, good morning, check your logic. All right, let's see what else we got. I should probably figure this out and scroll here. By the way, congratulations are in order. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has a new distinction among all the members of Congress. Among all the members of Congress, according to the Jerusalem Post, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is among the most ineffective lawmakers in Congress, according to a study. Oh, I don't even know which thing to push here. Here.
Wow.
Among all Democrat lawmakers, AOC was ranked 230th out of 240, I believe that's supposed to say, congressional Democrats in terms of effectiveness. A study has found that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a Democratic member of Congress from New York City and a young face in the party, has not been an effective politician in the legislature based on a survey from the nonpartisan Center for Effective Lawmaking. Ocasio-Cortez, popularly known as AOC, introduced a total of 21 substantive bills that did not receive substantial backing from other lawmakers, including committee and floor votes, according to the study, a project of Vanderbilt University and the University of Virginia. She introduced a lot of bills, but she was not successful at having them receive any sort of action in committee or beyond committee, and if they can't get through the committee, they cannot pass the House. Alan Wiseman, a Vanderbilt political scientist and the center's co-director, told the New York Post, "It's clear that she was trying to get her legislative agenda moving and engage with the lawmaking process, but she was not as successful as some other members were, even among other freshmen, at getting people to pay attention to her legislation." Well, because her legislation probably sucked. Anyway, AOC was ranked number 230 out of 240 congressional Democrats in terms of effectiveness, the study found. So, congratulations, Alexandria Cortez, whatever your name is, on your complete and utter ineffectiveness. Congratulations. You are number 240. Congratulations. All right. All right, let me quickly get through the last couple of these and we'll get out of here. Charles Barkley spit out some truth, baby, this weekend while at the Final Four. This has been making the rounds, but I'll let you see it yourself. And here's Sir Charles himself.
Shared that news, how painful it was.
Yeah, but the one thing I took out of that piece was, man, I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart.
Well, good, Charles.
I think our
I do
system
too.
is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp of money and power. They divide and conquer.
Spitting truth.
I truly believe in my heart most white people and black people
Thank you,
are
fight for your
awesome
rights.
people. But we're so stupid following our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats. And their only job is, hey, let's make these people not like each other. We don't live in their neighborhoods. We all got money. Let's make the whites and blacks not like each other. Let's make rich people and poor people not like each other. Let's scramble the middle class. I truly believe that in my heart.
Sir Charles, you are the man. Ha! Thank you for being here. Fight for your rights, by the way. I hope you have a great day. Charles, talk that shit, mother. Talk that shit. Ain't that the truth? They literally, that's how they keep us in line. They keep us in line by being at each other's throats. And then what do they do? What do they do? Now let's just talk about a couple of snappy answers, or a snappy answer on Twitter this weekend. And this was probably the greatest snappy answer of the weekend. The question was how to prevent mass shootings. And this person said, well, make getting a gun as difficult as it is to get to vote, to which Martin, somebody replied, oh, you want them mailed to everyone? Yes, queen. Okay, I don't know if he's a queen, but anyway, good answer, Martin. And then finally, the Biden administration has released 30,000 people who illegally crossed the border into the United States. Yay! Fantastic. Another milestone by the Biden. Oh, since January, because only since 30,000 people who crossed the border illegally, they just released into the United States. I know at least 108 of them were COVID positive. So it seems like a super spreader event to me. Approximately 30,000 people who illegally crossed the southern border and were taken into federal custody have been released into the United States since January as facilities for detaining migrants reach unprecedented overcapacity, according to the former border official under the Trump administration. Mark Morgan, the former acting commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, told the Washington Examiner on Tuesday that the releases have been directly from the Border Patrol and that people were not transferred to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, where families can be held for up to 20 days. Morgan said he was given the information by officials at the agency. And obviously CBP did not immediately respond for comment because, anyway, 30,000 people. That's all. No big deal. Who cares? All right, moving on. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Oh, Twitter suspended. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, not one of my favorite congresspeople, but I don't, she's not, look, she's had some goofy ideas in the past and but you know what? She is who her constituents want her to be. Who am I to tell them who they should elect? Well, they suspended her earlier today. This is on Easter for tweeting, quote, "He is risen." Twitter's now restored her account and says they made a mistake. Good Lord. Yeah, how about that? Richo, don't do it. Come on, man. Please, I'm going to ask you not to engage with my friend. Just engage with me if you need to, or people who you don't have beef with. I don't even know what this beef is about, but please stop it. We don't need that in my chat. And I've given the moderators free reign to stop that. Okay? I love having you here, but please be nice. Anyway, of course, this is the second time Twitter has mistakenly in quotes, suspended Representative Greene's account. Yeah, it's just that some, douchebag 20-year-old super woke shitbag at Twitter that keeps suspending her account. Anyway, is what it is. It's Twitter, and we can't. You just have to keep plugging along. And Legal Insurrection about that DeSantis thing tweeted out, well, the 2024 campaign started tonight with a garbage hit job by 60 Minutes. They view Governor Ron DeSantis as a threat. Exactly. Legal Insurrection, always on top of things. And let's see, is one last thing. Okay, this is the last one, and this will be how we'll finish on a good note. So apparently, there was this girl who was being stalked by this older gentleman, And she did a great job of eluding the man. Reminder, if you feel like you've been followed, do not go home. Drive, walk to a store, an office, a lobby, anything but your address. Go straight past home and keep going. When we perceive danger, instinct is flee to your safest place. But you never want them to see where that is. Go to a high visibility area. If near a store, go in, tell them you feel like you're being followed, wait there until you can be picked up, or ask if someone can walk you. If people are around, I've walked up to dads with kids and calmly asked if I could pretend to know me for a minute. Mandatory viewing your parents. Incredibly brave girl, only 9, does everything right and saves her life. Noticed a man following her in, stays calm, does not get in the elevator, and hides behind the letterbox until man is no longer between her and the exit. She goes back out and gets an adult. So let's watch the video. Good job by this girl. So here it is. So this girl's being followed right here. She's just going into the door, and here's the guy following her. And these are just the security cam footage. Apparently he followed her home from school. Now she opens the door. She goes in. He stops the door. Don't like this scene at all. But the next view is coming up here. Just a second. So she walks in. She notices him. Apparently she hides. I don't think this is in the U.S. though. She didn't get in the elevator. She doubles back. And, apparently she hid. All right, where is she going here? We can't see. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Silly me. All right. Tell you what. I'm going to leave this on. I'll have this one in the links. This is where it starts. My bad. Wish I could see what he's talking about. Here it is. So there he is. She's going in the apartment down here. You can see down here. Now she opens the door. Notice he's lurking there, and he stops the door from closing and follows her in. F for Boomer. I got you, Boomer. All right. And then, okay, so she goes up the stairs. He's following there. How long is my delay? You guys are still giving me Fs in here. All right, so there she goes toward the other, but then she goes back, but he goes to the elevator pretending he's going somewhere. Notice she had already see her go by as he hits the elevator. Now he's looking for her. And then apparently she goes out the door. You'll see the next frame here. And there is no sound of this if you're wondering. There's no sound of the video. So there she goes back out. And apparently from there she went and called for help, called an adult. And there he is, following back out. And then I'm trying to see, I can't remember if, yeah, and then here it is. She went and gets an adult. That she knows that he leaves. So anyway, as you can see in the video, the stalker lingers around and only fully leaves once he sees the girls go inside the building, and with the adult who was her father. He had let her, I don't know, he had let her go in while he parked the car. That's why she was alone initially. The man was later arrested. I also don't put my home address into Uber anymore. I always get picked up and dropped off on a building over. Now this person may seem extra, but I've had 2 different drivers who saw where I live come back later to sexually proposition me. 99% of people are good, but it only takes one to be in danger. Hopefully no one does, but to quell the get a gun comment before they start, not everyone lives in America and minors can't carry anyways. I'm extremely pro-gun, but people who act like being armed is this magic foolproof solution to every potential situation are juvenile. Don't share a taxi with a stranger ever, not from an airport, not from anywhere. You don't understand why. Go watch the movie Taken, LOL. My dad literally grounded me for 6 weeks after he saw it, not because of me, to protect you from everyone out there who isn't you. I'm usually a massive stickler for dating etiquette. However, in the age of internet dating, if you live in a single home dwelling, i.e. not a condo or a large apartment where you'd be dropped at a lobby, do not let a man you just met off an app drive you home and see where you live. Not on a first date with someone random. And men, if a woman you're on a first date with declines to offer to drive her home or walk her up, that might be why. Don't take it personal. You know you're a good dude, but she doesn't yet. You'd want your daughter taking the same precautions. And then she has a special note for the Canadian women. My Canadian women, I'm definitely not suggesting you purchase bear spray at Bass Pro Shop unless you have a reasonable contextual cause to have bear spray in your purse where you'd be stopped, such as I go to my cottage in Duro every weekend and we have bears up there. So anyway, this is a longer thread. I will actually leave this thread open in the tabs, so if you want to read the rest of the thread, it has some good advice, and not just for women either, for men too. You know what? If you're internet dating, meet somewhere neutral. Don't let women know where you live either at first until you get to know them and trust them. You know what? Anyone stalking you either. I'm just saying. I don't have to worry about that. I am happily married for over 28 years now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to go. I hope you had fun today. It has been a lovely day and nice to see you all. If you haven't clicked the like button yet, get to it. See that little thumb up thing right? Where is it? It was there. Anyway, hit that thumb up. Just reminded me of ANAS that HP used to do. Anyway, hit the thumbs up. If you like what we do, share the stream, share it. Use the arrow down there, or on social media, choose your social media, share the stream. Oh, and last thing. I had a lot of thinking to do before my birthday, and thinking, my 40-year high school reunion's coming next year. And I got to thinking about things in my life, and I was like, what can I do, not just for that reunion, because that's just going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing my high school friends next year, but what can I do to improve things in my own life? And a couple things that I want to get started, and I'm actually starting today. For example, my health. I want to be more healthy. I just had to get a cortisone shot in my knee and my hip because probably part of it's due to overuse in sports from the day, but also just I'm overweight, not terribly overweight, but enough that, I'm a big guy already. I'm 6'4", but I'm almost 300 pounds. I would like to get down to my college weight, which is under 240, 230, whatever. So what can I do to manage my time for something like that? And also just improving how I do things on this channel. What am I using my time for? What am I using my time for as far as things in my personal life, talking to friends, family, and things like that. So I'm kind of doing a personal life makeover for myself. One of those things is going to be my physical self, but also my mental self. I'm going to start reading again. And I'm going to ask you all to help keep me accountable in some of these things. So I will be doing some, just kind of documenting what I do. My goal, okay, it's a couple goals. One, over the next year. I'm giving myself a full year for this to get down to my high school weight by my high school reunion. So I'm going to assume roughly a year from now, my high school reunion will be happening. So let's say that would be 70 pounds over a full year. Can that happen? Is it possible? I'm sure it is. But I said 70 pounds. Well, let's go 60. Let's get under 240 by then. I'm about 300 right now. So that's one of my goals. One of my goals is making more content for this channel, be it cutting up streams, also making original content that's not just cut out of the stream. So that's the other thing. I want to be able to start using my time for that. So I want you guys to help me too. If I'm not putting out a new video, at least one a week, give me some crap about that. Okay. I don't mind. I need to, now I'm already kind of put a schedule together. We'll see if I can, manage schedule, even simple things like, I'm here more than my wife. And so I like to keep the house clean. But let that slip a little bit. So I'm even scheduling that. So hopefully you guys will see, you'll be able to see it. Again, like I said, both Lady Boomer and I are going to get on a workout schedule that we're going to document video, through video and whatnot. And we'll post that here occasionally. We're going to have, hopefully by a year from now, we'll be able to do one of those before and after pics that we'll be able to put on the screen or on Twitter or whatever. And, God. Okay. I just saw it in the chat. Hypnagogic Monk corner. If there was a corner to put you in, you'd be in it right now. Anyway, we're going to make it a very, very gradual change as much as we can, because I don't want it to be something that is too easy to give up on. So, but we want to make it also consistent. So we'll start slow and go on from there. So anyway, just a thought. That's it for today, though, people. I do definitely have to leave because I'm way beyond my time. So thank you again for being here. Hit the like button, share the stream, donations in the description down below, and buy a shirt or a cup from the merch store at PDawgKnight.live. Thank you for being here, everybody. I got to go. My name's PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.